Okay, good morning, children. Okay, in the previous period, we did one question. Okay, word problem based on solving linear inequality. Is it okay? Is it clear? Shall we proceed with the more question? Shall we move on to the next one? Anila, Mohanan, is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
About the others, any doubts? Karthik, Femina? Shall we move on? No. Shall we start with the next one? It's okay. Then we can do the next question. Okay, write this question, children. Write this question. You have to give the answer. Is it clear? Can you see this one, children? PowerPoint. Can you read the question, Anila?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, write the question. Ravi scored 70 and 75 marks in the first two unit test. Calculate the minimum marks he should get in the third test to have an average of at least 60 marks. To have an average of at least 60 marks. Ravi scored 70 and 75 marks in the first two unit tests. Calculate the minimum marks he should get in the third test to have an average of at least 60 marks. Isn't it? Morning we did one similar question. So he scored 70 and 75 marks in the first two unit tests. We want to find the minimum marks he should get in order to get an average of at least 60 marks. How to do this? So two subjects marks are given, isn't it? Copied? Did you all copy that question? Once
No,
again,
ma'am.
I'll share it. Okay. Now, can you see this? Now, is it okay? Karthik, are you able to?
No, ma'am, I can see.
Once I'll share it. Now, okay, when I share it, it is. Now, I hope you can see this one, isn't? Is it so, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am.
Write the question. Ravi scored 70 and 75 marks in the first two unit tests. Calculate the minimum marks he should get in the third test to have an average of at least 60 marks. Average of at least 60 marks. Okay, okay, children. I think we can start. So look at here. So two subjects marks are given. The third one mark we don't know. So let us take the marks to be X. Let X be the marks to be obtained in the third test. Okay, let X be the marks to be obtained in the third test. Now what is the average given here? We want the average marks to be greater than or equal to at least, isn't it? The word used is here, at least. What is the meaning of at least? Great. Minimum is 60, isn't it? Minimum is 60. Average is greater than or equal to 60. How will you find the average of three marks? Femina, can you give the next step, Femina?
Ma'am, 70 plus 75 plus x by 3.
Yes, it's greater than or equal to 60. Simplify this and find the answer. Someone has given the answer. Let me check who gave the answer. At least 38 marks. So x is greater than or equal to 38. Others, please check. Is it the same? Are you getting the answer? $35. Karthik is getting 35. When you add this, what you will get? 145 plus x is greater than or equal to 18. Isn't it? Look at here it is a multiple of 5. So when you subtract
180.
180, yeah. So here you'll get, whether you will get 38, surely not, isn't it? So what is the answer? X is greater than or equal to 35 is the answer. Okay, right on, not it, not the answer. So x is 38 is, okay, check that. Is it clear? Is it okay, children? What's the mistake? Aditya, Satyan, check your answer. Okay, it is 35. Answer is 35. Okay. Now write the next one. You all completed that one. Shall we move on to the next one? Aparna? Okay, write the next one. An acid solution, next question. An acid solution is to be kept between, an acid solution is to be kept between, 30 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees Celsius. 30 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees Celsius. An acid is to be kept between 30 degrees Celsius and 35 degrees Celsius. What is the range of temperature in Fahrenheit? What is the range of temperature in Fahrenheit if the conversion formula is, given by, C is equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32. C is equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32. Where C and F, represent, degree Celsius, sorry. C and F represent degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit respectively. C and S represent degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit respectively. Conversion formula is given by C is equal to 5 by 9 into F minus 32. Okay, we want to convert it. It is given in Celsius. Okay, read the question. An acid is to be kept in between 30 degree and 35 degrees Celsius. We want to convert that into Fahrenheit. We'll be converting that into Fahrenheit. How to do this? What is the relation given here? So what is given? What is given? Suppose let's take the temperature to, okay. What is given here? So let C be the temperature in Celsius. The temperature in Celsius. So what is given? The temperature, it lies between 30 degree and 35 degree. So it lies between. So it is less than. C, less than 35. This is what it is given. It is given. So, okay, it lies between 30 and 35. Okay. Now we should convert that in Fahrenheit. What's the relation given here? What is C here? Okay, it is given as 5/9 into F minus 32 less than 35. 30 less than 5/9 into F minus 32 less than 35. Now what we can do? What we can do? You multiply throughout by 9. I'm multiplying by 9. Multiply throughout by 9. So when 9 3s are 270 less than 5 into F minus 32 less than 35 into 9. What is 35 into 9? Is it correct? Are you getting like this? 270 less than 5 less than F minus 32 less than 315. Okay, our aim is to find what in which range this Fahrenheit will lie. We want to find the range of Fahrenheit. Okay, in between which number to which number the Fahrenheit will lie. Up to this, is it okay? Tomlin, can you guess the next step? What is the next step?
Ma'am, open.
Yeah, is it opening the bracket? Instead of that, what you can do, look at the numbers. Yes.
By 5.
Very good. Divide by 5, isn't it? Look at here, all the numbers are multiples of 5. So we are going to divide by 5. You divide each number by 5. So when you divide each number by 5, 54 is less than F minus 32 less than 315. When you divide it by 5, it is 63. So what will be the next step? 54 less than F minus 32 less than 63. So what is the next step? Our aim is to find F, where this F will lie. So what we can do? You add 32. I want to remove this negative 32. So you transpose it. So it will become plus 32. So add 32 with all the numbers. So when you add 32, 54 plus 32 is less than F minus 32 plus 32 less than 63 plus 32. So that is, we'll get 86 is less than F less than 96. 95. 3 plus 2 is 5. So the range of temperature is, therefore the range of temperature is between 86 degree and 95 degree. 86 degree Fahrenheit and 95 degree Fahrenheit. should be between 86 degree Fahrenheit and 95 degree Fahrenheit. Okay. Is it okay, children? Write the next one. Okay, write the next one, children. Write the question. Find all pair of, find all pair of, find all pair of, find all pair of consecutive even integers. Find all pair of consecutive, find all pair of consecutive even positive integers. Consecutive even positive integers. Find all pair of even consecutive positive integers, both of which are larger than 5, both of which are larger than 5, both of which are larger than 5, and their sum is less than 23, and their sum is less than 23, and their sum is less than 23. Find all pair of consecutive even positive integers, both of which are larger than 5, such that their sum is less than 23. Such that their sum is less than 23. Look at here. How will you take a pair of even integers, consecutive integers? How will you take a pair of consecutive even integers? Yes. Okay, can you give an example? Give some examples of consecutive even integers. Consecutive even integers. Yes?
6 and 8.
6 and 8. So here you want to any integer, isn't it? So suppose the first integer is x. What will be the next one?
X plus 2.
X and x plus 2, isn't it? Two consecutive integers, we can take it as x and x plus 2. Same way, consecutive odd integers means we can take it as x and x plus 2 itself. First number is 9. What is the next number? 9 plus 2, we will get 11. So consecutive odd integers or consecutive even numbers means we take it as x and x plus 2. Consecutive even integers, consecutive even integers or odd integers, you can take the numbers as x and x plus 2. Okay, in the same way here, we can take the integers as, okay, you take the integers as x and x plus 2. Okay, so let us take, let x and x plus 2 be the consecutive integers, consecutive even integers, consecutive even integers. Now look at here, what is given? Find all pair of consecutive integers, both of which are larger than 5. Now listen children, don't write, first listen. Both the numbers are less than 5. That means it is given x is greater than 5 and x plus 2 is also greater than 5. Is it correct? X is greater than 5. The next number is also greater than 5. From here, what you can say? X is greater than 3. Is it correct? X is also greater than 5. X plus 2 is greater than 5. That means plus 2, if you transpose it, it is minus 2. So we'll get x is greater than 3. And look at the next one. Sum. Their sum is less than 23. Their sum. When we add these two numbers, x plus 2, the sum is less than 23. So x plus 2 is less than 23. So 2x plus 2 is less than 23. So we can say 2x is less than 23 minus 2, which is 21. So 2x is less than 21. Therefore, what is x? X is less than 21 by 2, which is 10.5. X is less than 21 by 2, which is equal to 10.5. So we want to find only those numbers. Look at here. So therefore, from these 2 points, what we can say? X is, okay, from 1 and 2, what we can say? X takes values. 3 is less than x, less than 10.5. X takes numbers only between 3 and 10.5. So what are the possible pairs? We want to write all the possible pairs. Therefore, the possible pairs are, okay, can you give the possible pair? We want consecutive even integers, isn't it? So we want to select only those even integers which are greater than 3 and less than 10.5. So which are the possibilities? Yes, tell me, try this. Possible pairs are, so even numbers only we want. So we can start with 4, isn't it? Can we take 4 and 6? Is it 4 and 6 possible? 4 and 6. Then what is the next possibility? 6 and 8. What about the next case? 8 and 10. Is it possible to take 10 and 12? No, isn't it? What is given here? X should lie between 10. Okay. X is less than 10.5. So can we take 10 and 12? Can we take 10 and 12?
No.
Okay. Look at here. 10 and 12 is allowed. Why? It is condition is for only x. It is not for x plus 2. Okay. What is the pair we are writing? X and x plus 2. Okay. Usually when we reach here 10, you will be getting confusion. We can write. Why? We can write x. Restriction on x is x should lie between 3 and 10.5. If x is lying between 3 and 10.5 means x plus 2 will lie between 5 and 12.5. Okay. X plus 2 will lie between. So 10 and 5 and 12.5. So 10 and 12 is also allowed. You note this one. Usually we will write with this and we will be losing the marks. Note down this mistake. Whenever I say This is the point where most of you do the mistake. X, the restriction is on X. We are finding the pair X and X plus 2. Consecutive even integers. So if the first number is X, next integer is X plus 2. So the restriction is for X. X should take the values between 3 and 10.5. So X plus 2 will be between 5 and 12.5. Is it okay, Aditya? Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am.
Tomlin?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able? Is it clear? Is it okay? So copy this one, children. Copy this. Okay. Okay. Okay, children. Write the next one. Next one is based on perimeter of a triangle. Okay. How will you find the perimeter of triangle? Perimeter of triangle means sum of all the sides, isn't it? We add up all the sides. Write the question. The longest side of a triangle is, the longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side. The longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side. The longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side. And the third side is, two centimeters shorter than the, and the third side is 2 centimeters shorter than the longest side. And the short, okay. The longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side. And the third side is 2 centimeters shorter than the, and the third side is 2 centimeters shorter than the longest side. 2 centimeters shorter than the longest side. If the perimeter of the triangle is, if the perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 centimeter, if the perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 centimeter, if the perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 centimeter, find the minimum length of the, find the minimum length of the shortest distance. Find the minimum length of the shortest distance. Find the minimum length of the shortest distance. We have to find the minimum length of the shortest distance. Once again, read the question. Read the question. Anila Mohanan.
The longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side.
Okay.
Meter shorter than the longest side. Perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 centimeters. Find the minimum length of the
So in the question, it is given longest side is 3 times the shortest side. So I'm writing 3 into shortest side, isn't it? It is given longest side is 3 times the shortest side. And the third side is given as. And the third side is given as 2 centimeters shorter than the longest side. 2 centimeters shorter than the longest side. So the third side is longest side minus 2. Third side is longest side minus 2. It is the longest side minus 2. It is given perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 centimeter. Perimeter is at least. It is given at least 61 centimeter. We want to find, what is asked? Find the minimum length of the shortest side. We want to find what is the shortest side. How will you do this? Tell me. Not a difficult task, isn't it? It's a simple task. How? Yes, we can take shortest side bx. Okay, let us take the shortest side to be x. Therefore, what is the longest side? Therefore, the longest side is 3x. Isn't it? If you want, we can draw the figure. Just can draw one short side and one long side. Okay, shortest side we are taking x. Long side it is 3x. And what is the third side given? And the third side it is given as longest side minus 2. 3x minus 2. So the third side is 3x minus 2. Third side is 3x minus 2. And what is the next thing given? Perimeter is at least. What is the meaning of at least? Minimum, isn't it? So perimeter is greater than or equal to 61. Perimeter is at least 61 centimeter. So perimeter is greater than or equal to 61. Perimeter is greater than or equal to 61. Perimeter is greater than or equal to 61. So a perimeter means sum of all the boundaries. So when you add up all the boundaries, when we add all the boundaries, we get x plus 3x plus 3x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 61. X plus 3x plus 3x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 61. From here, find out what is x. After finding x, find out, okay, write the answer. What is the shortest side? Find out. Is it okay, Aishwarya? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Find out. Find what is the value of x. Nine. Others check it. Is it correct, children? 7x is greater than or equal to 63. So x is greater than or equal to 9. So the minimum value of x is 9. Is it okay, Femina?
Yes, ma'am.
9, 27, 25. Yes. 9, 27, 25. Shortest side, longest side, and the third side. You can find all the measurements. Okay. Write the next heading. Inequalities involving modulus. Write the heading. Inequalities involving modulus function. Inequalities involving modulus function. So mod function, how it is defined? What we know about mod x? Mod x is minus 1 if x is less than 0, 1 x is greater than 1, and 0 if x is equal to 0, isn't it? Sorry, not 1, x. Mod x is minus x if x is less than 0. This is minus x if x is less than 0. X if x is greater than 0. 0 if x is 0. So now listen to this point, children. Note it. Okay. Modulus of x is less than 2 means what can you say about the interval? Or what can you say about the values of x? Where this x will lie? Modulus of x is less than 2. What do you know about modulus of x? Listen, children. This point is very important. Modulus of x is less than 2 means what we can say? Minus x is less than 2 and modulus of x is, okay, it is defined as minus x and it is x. So minus x also will be less than 2 and x is also less than 2. Is or no? Is it like that? Modulus of x is less than 2. That means minus x is less than 2 and x is less than 2. That means we can say x is greater than minus 2. We multiply by minus. When we multiply by minus, the sign is changing there. Inequality changes. Less than becomes greater than. When you multiply by minus, we get x is greater than minus 2 and we get x is less than 2. So combining these two, what we can write? Minus 2 is less than x less than 2. X lies between minus 2 and 2. So whenever we write modulus of x is less than 2, it means x takes values only between minus 2 and 2. X takes values between minus 2 and 2. So what is meant by modulus of x less than 3? Modulus of x less than 3 means? Yes, Tomlin, can you try this answer? What is the range of x?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Minus 3 less than x. Less than positive 3.
Very good. Okay. Now listen, what about the next case? Modulus of x less than or equal to 1. Anila, can you try the answer? Modulus of x less than or equal to 1.
Minus
minus 1.
Equal to x.
Less than or equal to x.
Less than or equal to 1.
1. In the previous case, we have strict inequality. Here it is not strict. We have slack inequality. Okay. So complete up to this. Okay. In the next class, we'll be solving the problems based on this modulus inequality. Inequalities on modulus. Over. Yes, Aparna, Aditya, copied?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, children. So,
Yes, ma'am.
so with this, I end the session. Thank you. Thank you.